deep diving into these cases is like dancing with the devil. But when you dance with the devil doesn't change. He changes you. Hello, 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 everybody. How you doing? How you doing? Hello. Happy Thursday / Friday, depending on where y'all are at. Amy Cummins, welcome to the team. We got all up in here. Peace, Pugs, and Understanding, Swamp Beast, Bombshell, Amy, Kimmikins, Chatty Jen, Maggie B, Maribella, Susan Goins, T. Bory, Bombshell Reloaded sent us here to hit the thumbs up. Well, thank you, Bombshell. Darzilla, Faraway Eyes, Wandering Hearts,
Give me
Betsy Leak.
Vixen. Betsy! I haven't seen Betsy. She's back.
Swamp Beast, Whistledown, Marilda, Chat Shalima. If I missed anybody, sorry.
I'll be in chat in a little bit, but I'm working on something to do with the Wells boys and people acting as their voice and doing reporting on certain creator who's, I'm talking with a few people on ideas, so that's what my live will be about tomorrow, because we have people up here that claim they have eyes on the Wells boys and they are putting out information allegedly, and also claiming the boys asked people to go on YouTube and act as their voice. So that's concerning to me. Mm-hmm. If the boys are in touch with YouTubers, that worries me. And because I've been a child of the government and I have been kidnapped several times, that concerns me. So I'm working on that. So I'll be in chat in a little while. Well, Mr. does his thing. Mm-hmm. Boys should be off limits, but the boys should also be protected. And with what's being alleged, that doesn't seem like protection to me. So it should absolutely be reported to the proper government authorities to make sure that the boys are safe. I wouldn't feel right without doing that. Mm.
So, did you all see the video that premiered just before this live? Hopefully you did. Hey, Northern Farm Girl, Jonathan, Lucia, Nanny Two Boys, Catalin. So, if you did miss that video, the link is pinned in the chat, but the basic rundown is, all the hubbub about Leslie from TVI saying Summer went missing in early afternoon or whatever, and that's not true. What she said was they want to talk to everyone who was in the area the afternoon Summer went missing, meaning she wants to know who was all in that area before Summer went missing, because that's the most important part. They want to know who was there and what was happening in the hours leading up to Summer's disappearance. They've said dozens and dozens of times Summer went missing in the evening of June 15th. But that's been out for a long time. But then there was this other YouTuber who put this Michelle girl on, who said that Ronnie told her, ask YouTube why it took Candace 4 hours to call the sheriff's department. And that's just not true. Cher called Ronnie Lawson, and She didn't speak with him directly, but they put her on hold and asked him, and he said no, he didn't say that. And that was all live. So, hey, Harley Chick, C12. Oh, thank you, Northern Farm Girl. Yes, please share that video because more people need to see that and understand so they stop like going off with half-cocked theories about it because it's not right. It's not the truth. And unfortunately, the majority of the people who watch these videos say they're about summer, but they can't stay away from all the drama. That's why everyone's over watching shit about Ziggy and Ernie. Only got 91 people in here, and that's why. Because people care more about the drama than about summer. So yeah, please share that video out so people can see it. But Cher said I should just play the video again, so I think I'll do that in case you didn't see the video. That way you don't have to click off and go over there. So I'll get pulled up here. Might as well let the ad play and skip. All right. So I'm going to play the video that just premiered. If you've seen it, sorry it's going to bore you, but if you haven't seen it, this is what this live is about tonight. So here, oh, wrong button. Here we go. Misunderstanding, misspeaking. What the hell is going on? Deep diving into these cases is like dancing with the devil. But when you dance with the devil doesn't change. He changes you. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to True Crime Productions with Prairie Boy 77. I'm your host, Prairie Boy 77, aka Mr. Cher, aka the Beard of Reason, aka the Voice of Reason. And today, we're talking about the Summer Wells case. Specifically, there are a couple of things that are flying around the YouTube world that people, I think, have wrong. So I'm going to put out the Beard of Reason's take on everything, and you guys can make up your own minds. Okay, so there's a big hubbub going on about Summer Wells apparently going missing in the afternoon of June 15th, 2021, not evening. And that was because of one of the TBI press releases. And I'm going to play that clip for you in a moment. The woman says that they're working to identify everybody that was in the area the afternoon Summer went missing. Pretty much the exact quote, but I'll play it for you. Here we go.
We're still working to identify everyone in the area on the afternoon that Summer went missing.
Okay, so now that has people thinking that Summer went missing in the afternoon, and 911 wasn't called until 6:23, I believe it was. Call it 6:30. So people are kind of like Whiskey Tango Foxtrot with that. That, coupled with on another YouTube channel, this woman named Michelle said that Ronnie Lawson said to ask YouTube, why did it take 4 hours for them to call 911?
So you know the undercurrent of what's going on. You don't have to speak on it, but do you know more than the internet knows?
No, they're hush hush. They won't
Okay.
even tell me. So
Okay, that's good to know. That's good
the
to
only
know.
thing the sheriff told me to ask YouTube was to find out where or what took her 4 hours to call the sheriff's department.
4 hours?
Yeah.
We-
What?
He said
We've
if
been
you want
working
to
on it,
tell
Amy.
YouTube anything, ask them why it took 4 hours for her to call the sheriff's department.
Oh my God.
So when you put those two together, all of a sudden you have an, oh my God, what the hell's going on? So, first off, Cher, my wife, she called the sheriff's office, and I will play you that clip when she's on the call, but they said that Ronnie Lawson did not say that, did not say why did they wait 4 hours to call 911. That according to what they said to Cher from Ronnie Lawson, that did not happen. So I'm going to play you that clip right now.
She's putting Ronnie
Well, exactly, yeah.
name on them. So I'm just questioning because I
Someone's
don't
gotta
think
have more
Ronnie,
beans.
I don't think that Ronnie Lawson would tell her to do that. So that's why I'm calling you this morning to see.
Think so either, but I'll just send it, okay?
Thank you, ma'am. Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, who are saying Ronnie Lawson did not ask Michelle to do that, and they're all very confused why Michelle did that. On the phone. So Mr. Lawson said, I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
They made a media statement.
They already made a media
But
statement?
he did not ask her to post anything.
So Sheriff Ronnie Lawson just told you he did not ask Michelle to post or say anything on YouTube?
Right.
Thank you so much for your time, and please thank Mr. Sheriff Ronnie Lawson for me as well. Have a good day, ma'am.
Okay, there you go. Now, let's talk about the TBI press conference where she says we're looking to identify everyone who was in the area the afternoon Summer went missing. Now, I understand how people could have taken that the wrong way, but the way I take it is they want everyone who was in the area before Summer went missing. That's why she said it that way. If she'd have said she wanted to know who was in the area the evening the Summer went missing, that would still make sense. But you would want to know who was in the area during the day before and the hours leading up to Summer going missing. They talk about that all the time in their press conferences. They want to narrow down the events leading up to Summer's disappearance. So naturally, they would want to see and find the people who were in the area leading up to Summer's disappearance. She did not say that Summer went missing in the afternoon. In fact, if you go and Google this or YouTube it, like I was trying to find that specific clip and it took me forever. I found dozens of clips where they said she went missing in the evening. So I think everyone got that wrong. But when you put those two things together, one of which was an outright lie, all of a sudden you have this whole chaos theory that's floating around. So I think, I don't know, let me know what you guys are thinking, but I'm thinking that the reason she said the people in the area, the afternoon Summer went missing, is because that's exactly what she meant. She wants to know who was in the area that afternoon before Summer went missing. And as far as the Ronnie Lawson thing, I know a lot of people are saying, well, Ronnie just didn't want to tell anyone else the truth. Well, okay, but then why are they lying to everybody? Why did he tell this one person the truth and everyone else he's lying to? That doesn't make sense. Especially when they say, you know, the big thing, all we want is to find Summer. That's the main priority. But then they tell the public she went missing in the evening. If they actually knew she went missing in the afternoon, they would say she went missing in the afternoon. They would not lie about that because that would hinder the investigation immediately, because anybody watching the news clip said, oh, it was the afternoon. Well, I wasn't driving around that area till like 5. So she went missing before then, right? And if they said she went missing in the evening, people who were there, well, I was in the area around 2. I didn't see nothing, so I won't bother talking to law enforcement. But if she actually went missing around 2, they might want to go and talk to law enforcement. So there's no way that they are saying that she went missing in the evening, like dozens and dozens of times, when they know she actually went missing before that. They would not do that because that kneecaps the investigation and it's borderline criminal. So there's the Beard of Reason's take on that. I'm going to go live after this so we can discuss, and people can come up on the panel, give their thoughts and opinions and all that stuff. But yeah, I wanted to get this out because I've been seeing it going around and people. So there you go. Sorry I wasn't watching the chat while I was going on because I had it full screen. There's been a couple of clips. I remember hearing, I can't remember which news crew it was, but someone said she was last seen walking away from her home. And I've heard a clip where they got the day wrong. Yeah, I've heard a couple of things, but yeah, and I don't know. Like I said, I could be wrong too.
Cotton candy boobs! If you see truly a beach, tell me.
If I see Trulia Beach. Trulia Beach, are you in here? Yeah, that's a good point. Well, my honey, especially when they want a potential red truck witness to come forward, why lie about the time then? Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. If anyone has any credible information, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Hey, Lori. All right. Well, like I said, I was going to open up the panel if anyone wanted to come on and share their opinions about all that. There is the linky. So yeah, if you've got a different take or if you just want to say your thing about all that, come on up. Penny with a thought. Glad you're here. Sipping a fire, but the TBI lady said what I just posted. I think it was June 16th of the press conference. Could you be more specific, Sipping on Fire? Well, put the link in there if you want to come up and talk about it. Oh, thank you, Lori. Yeah, it's just another one of those things. People get off on their different theories and believe YouTubers when they say something. And have you seen CSO's 2 last videos? She says she was last seen early afternoon. Yeah, I know it's going around C12, and I've been looking for where, like maybe that wasn't the part that I played. What's up, Hitman? Benny Keys. But if anyone has the actual part where TBI says Summer went missing in the early afternoon, please show me. Not what some other YouTuber said. Show me the actual clip. Because I was looking for it, and the only thing I could find was that one where she said they were looking for the people who were in the area the afternoon Summer went missing. That does not say that Summer went missing that afternoon. It's saying they want the people who were in the area that afternoon. They'll want the people who were in the area before Summer went missing. But like I said, if there was another clip that I didn't find, but I was asking around and looking, and people said it was that one. So I don't know, but I can show you a few dozen times when they said she went missing in the evening. So Okay, so she did say, okay, well, show me where she said it, because I could not find it. She would have been last seen by anybody other than the people at her house early afternoon, because apparently they dropped Hunter off at like 2:30 or something like that. Penny would have thought that was the clip I played, I believe. That's the one where the horse, runaway horse thing. But yes, by all means, if you like put the link to the clip and the timestamp, I'll play it live. Or to what some other YouTuber's video who played the actual clip, by all means, let me know. The runaway horse was thought-provoking. Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it? Something had that thing really spooked. Cher, you were talking about the one with the boys and Jody Sue. I literally made a video and played it, and then played it again on this live. There wasn't, the Jody Sue wasn't in there, or the boys. Oh, okay. A whole other conversation going on. Okay. But yes, if you know where law enforcement actually said Summer went missing in the afternoon or early afternoon, please come up on the panel and show me. Because the only thing I found was she said that they were looking for people who were in the area of the afternoon Summer went missing. That's not saying Summer went missing in the afternoon. It was a Benny video. Okay, I got confuzzled. Cher straightened me out though. Cher said, "How's about I just call and ask?" Yeah, go ahead, baby. Oh, C12 said he sent them in your email, honey. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, give me a timestamp where she said it, because I don't want to scrub through a whole video. Hey, Claire. Jay had a video but can't find it. So much to watch, yeah. There's a lot to watch, that's for sure. Gave up keeping up. Yeah, me too, Maggie. I mean, I'd love to watch everybody, but I don't have time. There's a link if anyone wants to pop up and chat. Don't feel bad about proving me wrong, too. I said I could be wrong.
She does say early afternoon, but you guys, that's just a word. Early afternoon, maybe 3 o'clock is early afternoon to her. Maybe because she works 18 hours a day. She says she was last seen early that afternoon. That is true. We know that. But there's video of her at 3:09 p.m. However, the last person to actually have eyes on her after Hunter got dropped off was Candace, which was around 2 or 2:30. That is considered early afternoon. That doesn't change anything of the timeline. It's the same timeline. This is where people get things fucked up, and I am just gonna call. I hate to bother them with it, but I also don't like misinformation. So if we can just call and ask and get it better, then they hate us on social media spreading misinformation. I'll call and ask. That way we are not spreading misinformation.
Hey, bro.
Benny Keys.
How you doing, brother?
Doing all right, man. How about you?
I'm well. So you were saying you were actually looking for the piece
Oh, is he on panel?
where Leslie Earhart said early afternoon. She said early after. Hey, she
Yeah,
said
someone
early
just-
afternoon.
I
And
sent it to you on Facebook Messenger.
I got it.
oh, okay. Like
Yeah.
the thing is like they reported her at he says 6:30. It was around the 6:25 hour minute, but it's all a mess, man. Like it's a real mess because when is the afternoon born? 12
I'd
p.m.
say, yeah.
What's early afternoon? 12:01, 12:10, 1 o'clock. You know, you've
I'd
got
say
early
between
afternoon.
12 and 3 would be early
Yeah.
afternoon, yeah.
3 to 5 is what, mid-afternoon, right? You've got a
Mhm.
mid-afternoon, and then you're getting into late afternoon, evening. So
Exactly. And that video
Yeah.
is 3:09, but we can't use a video that might not technically count as seeing summer. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But
Now, also, there was another, somebody just emailed me before I came up here. There was also another press release by Ronnie Lawson where he said that Summer Wells was, she was seen walking away from the house.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wish
so, I
they'd
mean-
say by who.
Right. That's the thing. Like when, like the stuff that I covered, you know, they're like somebody saw Summer outside the house. Well, the official narrative now we have to understand. The official narrative is that Candace told or Don told the police dispatch when they called, Mom went on a walk. When she came back, we couldn't find her.
Yeah.
So all that other jazz. So now you got to make the scream. The scream happened at around, what'd she say, 3:30, 3:40, whatever. So you've got to scream. Candace is outside. Grandma's taking a nap. The boys, they're at the bar in the kitchen watching the TV. Candace, Summer goes through the kitchen downstairs. No one should have ever seen her again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's been duly appointed a position. Everyone's doing something. So who saw Summer? It's
Yeah.
lush. There's leaves everywhere. Who could have looked? You could not have looked up there and saw her there.
No.
So who saw her? Because it's not going to, I mean, it's just the strangest thing, right? But you've got Ronnie Lawson. He tells Bianca tweets at 5:49 on the morning of the 16th that Ronnie Lawson was told by the siblings that she was seen walking or that she walked out of the back of the house, right? We weren't paying attention. Then you've got last night we covered that Jody Sue finds the boys down by the creek. She says she catches them. They were playing and not looking for Summer. So she says she asked the group of boys, and the oldest one, he appoints himself the spokesman, and he said, we just saw her a few minutes ago up by the swing. So at this point, they've all been searching already, right? They've all been searching for, I don't know what period of time, but they've been searching. Jody Sue runs into the boys. They're playing, not looking, and says, when's the last time you saw your sister? Just a few minutes ago up by the swing. Well, in all theoretically, it takes a few minutes for them to get from the house to where they would have ran into Jody Sue.
Yeah.
So you could theorize theoretically that they just saw her on the hill. They came down, it took a few minutes, and then they run into Jody Sue. Meanwhile, the searches have been going on now for a moment. Also in this same video, you've got Jody Sue saying Voldemort pulled up one time and he said, I'm looking for Summer. She had not told Voldemort that Summer was missing yet. We had a lapse in the text. It never showed that Jody told Voldemort at around the 6:09 point in time that Summer was missing. It was later said that Don is the one that called Andy. Well, Don said that he was on the phone with Candace the whole time.
Yep.
So you've got these issues, right? Like Don was told at 5:30 she was missing. That's when he said it took me 3 minutes. I threw all my tools in. It's at 5:30. Doesn't call until 6:21 or 6:23. It's like damn near 50 minutes. Like, what were you doing for 50 minutes? You said you left, and in his words, I drove 85, 90 miles an hour, 45 minutes away. If you're driving 85, 90 miles an hour, if it's 45 minutes away, you're there in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Why did it take you? He didn't call until 6:20, 6:25. Didn't show up until after 7. So we're an hour and a half, 2 hours deep into you being on your way, going 90 miles an hour, but you're only this far. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he tried to clarify that on our live, saying it was actually 6:30, but he keeps thinking 5:30 for some reason. I don't know why.
This is the thing, though, Mr. Mark. His people, they went by at 5:45 and checked on the house. He was gone already. At 5:45, he was gone from the house. His coworkers said that. So it wasn't 6:30 that he heard about it. He was already gone from that house by 5:45. So, yeah, you got to make that make sense.
Well, I'd like to hear the coworkers say that, because the one that Cher talked to said that he was still there when they left, and that was at 5:30.
Right.
I didn't hear any coworkers say that he was
I've heard
gone.
it both ways.
Well, I guess, yeah, we hear everything all the time, but I haven't heard that.
And of
So
course,
that's
when I say that, it's a deduction, and I find that when I deduce, you gotta fracture it and particleize all the details, and then you're just essentially leaving it open for you to make your own decision about it, right? Like you have all the available angles, make a decision. But when she says that the boys told her, we just saw her a few minutes ago by the swing. Well, if Jody Sue and the boys are on the road, they're on Ben Hill by the creek up towards Beach Creek. If the boys say they just saw her a few minutes ago, and if that's the truth, that locks Summer to the hill. How could Candace have gotten down with Summer in the truck and passed 3 boys and Jody Sue and them not say anything about it yet? They would have said something like, oh yeah, we were here, and Candace drove through. Now, when they say that she left the house twice, we know she left the house at least twice, because she pulled in behind the police. She went out, she ran up to the church, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
That's a second trip away from the hill. If you left in the morning, you come back, child goes missing, you leave, go drive up to the church, you're looking the roads, you come back, you pull in behind the cops. That's a second trip. She's admitted to that. I mean, it's from her words. She went up by Solomon's Temple Church and did some looking around. So is there yet another leave from the hill is what I'm curious about. Right?
Yeah.
Because we know there was the second trip from the hill, but when you say, oh, well, the police said you left twice, she's like, well, that's what they say. Well, no. It's not what they say. It's what happened.
Yeah.
You called the police. You went on the roads and looked. The police responded, and you pulled in behind them. That's a second trip. So was there another trip some other time in between that? Like, from the time you left and the time you went to go look for her, was there a trip in between? I mean, she left the hill. because she told the cops she took a walk. It's what the dispatcher says.
Mm-hmm.
The dispatcher's not going to lie on Candace.
No.
They're just reiterating what they called and said. The dispatch said the parents have said mom went for a walk. She came back. She can't find the child. She's been yelling for the child. Well, then I've asked, well, if Jody Sue heard the scream at whatever hour she heard it, would she not have heard Candace on a walk screaming for her child she can't find? You would think so, but no one did. So her saying she's outside to the police, it presents a problem because you have these auditory issues. There's things happening that are heard. If Candace is outside, in theory, she should hear these things.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I was listening to one of Jody Sue's videos. She's talking about walking in the creek and all this. And apparently,
yes, sir.
At that point, she didn't even know Summer was missing.
Correct. That's what she says. Now, what's interesting is we covered that video. That was on Crystal's Crime Time. It was from February 4th or 5th. It's called Jody Sue, The Search. What she's going to tell you is she's trying to pass off the information about the dogs and the tracks and being in the water. It doesn't mess up the tracks. She's trying to present that to her people like it's expert witness type commentary. Mm-hmm. Well, then Crystal breaks away from what she's talking about with what she thinks her expertise is with the dogs to an actual dog handler. And then you understand that what Jody Sue says she's doing could also look like she's walking in the creek covering up someone else's scent, right? Because if I mean, and I'm just gonna generically lay it out, but if you look at Boogie's Facebook, you can see that a lot of the ideologies and verbisms that he uses, he's adopted from his mom. That's the way it looks like it comes from. It doesn't look like Jody Sue has adopted his verbisms. It looks the other way. So you start to see all of these, like he adopts a lot of the things she has going on. And because he adopts, one of my arguments is that Jody Sue's story about what she knows of the red truck and the man in the holler over at the garage sale, like the garage sale lady came out with that stuff in a Facebook group first. Jody Sue very well probably saw that version of what the lady said, and then hers corroborates that pretty closely. So as you start digging into Jody Sue's story, to me, in my opinion, it seems adopted because the details keep changing, right?
Yeah.
Now, if it were a true scenario to the garage sale lady, I'm guessing when she would tell her statement, it would continue to be the same. It wouldn't change. So there's just a lot going on with Jody Sue. And Jody, in my opinion, I'm only speaking to my opinion, Jody Sue, super condescending. She feels like, in my opinion, her videos are like the Bible to Summer Wells' case. And you got to look through 12,000 hours of anything to find one kernel of good stuff. So, it's all hidden in there. And what happens is she'll release a piece of what seems viable information or probable viable information, but then something else will happen in the community and that gets buried. So what needs to happen is there needs to be like a real strict, extreme Jody Sue like night where you're going through and you're bringing everything back to the table, because her stuff gets diluted by other things that people do in the community. You need to hear it all now.
Yeah.
in a line.
Yeah, sift through all that shit and come up with a timeline. Oh my God. Who wants that job?
It'd be murder. Be murder.
I guess it's worth it if we can get some actual truth out of it, but
that's the thing. Like the stuff that I covered last night, she starts saying she doesn't, I don't think at that time understood that when she said that stuff, and then she told Penny, what she wouldn't say online. And so I was able to take what I know from Penny with what Jody Sue avidly says publicly. And she didn't understand that at that time, by giving that information and then having it subject to deduction, that it locks Summer to the hill. And it in theoretically, it locks them to the hill, or it doesn't. It makes the boys liars. It makes Jody Sue a liar. So all you can do is look at all the available information and try to pick, the path of least resistance. And, I believe that when Jody Sue says the boys said they just saw her by the swing, I believe that's a lie. My deduction is that that's, so you got to deduce, why were the boys caught playing if there's all of this tragic emoting going on from Candace on the hill? If she's just beside herself, why are the boys down below playing and not looking for their sister like they've been directed?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of angles. You could say, well, maybe it was common knowledge on the hill there was going to be an event, and the boys were already acceptant and, callous to the idea that Summer was gone. Or more probable, that this is a commonality. She wanders from the hill often. Oh, Summer's wandered off again. So in theory, they know she's always came back. So there's really no reason to be worried. So they're playing instead of looking.
Well, Jose did say that happened one time. Summer wandered all the way down to the road, and Don apparently spanked her all the way up the road.
She's arguably, she's ended up behind or around Fred Hill's place. There's a spot by Fred Hill's where there's some animals and some goats, and so there seems to be an attractant that would bring her to that area. So there's also some contention that Candace, while they were out and about looking, she may or may not have walked as far as down to Fred Hill's, kind of like you're looking to see if she's around, but more specifically right at Fred Hill's, you don't see anything and you turn around and go back. So, you're deducing the behaviors as well as the verbiage. And it's a mess. It's a literal mess.
Mm-hmm. Well, if Summer was known to just run off and go do her thing, and she always came back, it is possible that the boys wouldn't really take it that seriously and be playing. But, God,
certainly,
it's so hard to swallow anything now.
It is, but you gotta go back to the official narrative, and so what that really actually means is that we quit adopting the things that Candace said happened on the hill subsequent to the dispatch call. You erase all of that. You go back to dispatch call, which says she's on a walk.
Yep.
That's what it says.
And Grandma said she was napping.
Grandma's napping. Boys are playing, not paying attention. Don's not there. Everyone's duly appointed a position.
Yep.
It's actually what was happening. Now, let me rephrase. It's not actually what was happening, probably. It's what Candace relayed to the police. So that is the official version. Until you can find out that dispatcher is a liar, like you have to motivate the dispatcher to be dishonest. To motivate the dispatcher to dispatch police with the wrong information purposefully it's a disservice. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Right? We can agree on that. So Candace officially, with the police narrative, was on a walk outside, came back, and could not find the child. That's official narrative from the police. Yep. Everything else, you can discount it at this point. It's nothing. It means nothing. She had to have been on a walk. Theoretically, probably was not, but that's what you have to start working from, back to the baseline. Forget everything. Back to the baseline, she was on a walk. Mm-hmm. Now, make it on a walk, make it so, or make it not. So you got to rework it now.
Yeah, well, regardless of whether or not she was on a walk, she said she was.
That's it.
So
that's the point. So, and if you're going to take it everything literal, so you go back to the first thing, right? Mm-hmm. We've heard all this stuff all the way from, day dot till now. Then we get that release of the dispatch telling the police what's going on. That erases everything.
Mm-hmm.
It negates every single thing she said. Everything. And that's where it's at. With the dispatch coupled with what Jody Sue claims the boys told her when she ran up on them, got a big problem. Huge problem.
Yeah.
And if you want to piggyback and expound and go further, we've got H saying that there's someone on the hill when no one's there trying to touch the boys. You never heard Don or Candace, and you never heard the police also corroborate that. No one called the police for the boys to aid them. Nor Candace nor Don raced home to see what was going on. They're like, someone's touching the boys. Oh, well.
Yeah, that always threw me for a loop. Like, A, how would Don know there's someone on the property? And B, why, if there was someone there, why the hell didn't they call the police?
Because in theory, if that person was there trying to touch the boys and it's an offender, in theory, then that means the offender's been there all day. He's been there messing with the boys. You didn't call the cops. He just hung out, waited for your wife to bring the daughter home, and then ran off with the daughter. But you never hear them say, oh, I feel so guilty for not calling the police when we heard someone was on the hill trying to touch the boys. You know, that was probably the offender. We could have stopped Summer from going away and we'd have our family still. You don't hear that. Nothing to the sort.
Exactly. And that's what made me just dismiss the whole thing.
Boom.
Maybe we should.
But how do you dismiss it?
Yeah.
Because Don and Candace wanted to put somebody on that hill doing that stuff. I mean, that's what they did.
Yeah.
Or H is a huge liar. You got to pick.
Well, he did lie about some shit, I know, but
right? I mean, and that's where you leave it. You're like, well, so you also see the text from Grandis to Crime Stories Emma, where she's like, yeah, it was. She says, Hun, some, Candace, and I. That's 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
It should only be Grandis, Summer, and all this was going on. Other than, well, they're just conveniently minimized out of the way in the corner playing their game.
Mm-hmm.
Weird, man.
Everything's weird. Everybody's lying. Like, what the hell is going on?
There's just no reason for all the lies, sir. There isn't. Like, she wandered away. That's what the police, they agree with you in terms of your daughter's not here, but they're making a statement that props your family up. They're like, she wandered away. The very real possibility, she wandered away and became lost in the mountainous terrain surrounding her home. So, I mean, take it or leave it, right? Don's still pushing the abduction theory. Okay, it's great. But it's not like you're pushing the abduction theory and the police are saying that you're involved, right? They're agreeing there's a situation that happened. Your daughter's no longer here, and they haven't locked you up for it, right? They believe, in fact, she wandered away. So if you did it, why not just go along with what the police are saying? Just agree with them, and you're out the way, right? It's not what you're saying. They have to have an abduction. They say in multiple outlets and publications, we know for a fact she's been abducted. We know for a fact. You know, like, well, you know for a fact. Well, Don early on said she's hundreds of miles away by now. I wish the police would have came and blocked the roads. How do you know she's 100 miles away? You're saying you know. How can you know? Yeah. Tell me how you know. Show me how you know.
Exactly.
Or There's else don't use that word anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people saying, I know. That's just, they don't.
In my world, when you know something, man, you can bet on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can bet on it.
I know 2 + 2 = 4, but beyond that,
right?
It's just a crapshoot.
Yeah, so for you to say that you know something that you can't bring us facts to show that to substantiate that you actually know what you're telling us you all know, or what it's crazy. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. C12, no, I haven't had a chance to play them yet. I will.
Anyway, thank you for having me, Mr. Mark. I just wanted to come up and piggyback on that. Like it's the temperature is changing, the climate is changing, that's for sure. And
Yeah, it's the
you know,
longer this goes, the more lost we get.
absolutely. And I just implore, I want to empower everyone when you think in terms of if you're really sleuthing and you're here to try to figure this out because you can't get past it, you have to erase everything you've heard about what happened on the hill. Got to get rid of the planting the flowers or the cactuses and the candy and all that stuff, because what the police actually said, Candace said she was doing was taking a walk. But then I covered it in their very first interview. You can tell they asked her the question, but they cut the question out. She says, I don't go for walks or runs
Yep.
around here or anything. I'm scared of the bears and the snakes and even the coyotes.
Yep.
So you got to know that they already had the dispatch call at that point. The reporter had already heard it, and she asked her probably something to the effect of, so when you called the police, you said you were on a walk or a run. Can you tell us about that? And immediately she cranks her neck up and she says, I don't walk around here. I don't go for runs. I'm scared, right? Like, no, you told the police you went for a walk, homegirl.
Yeah, well, if she didn't, Dawn did.
Exactly.
So maybe Dawn thought she was just wandering around. I don't know, but I'd like to hear the 911 calls.
Well, we probably will never hear them, hopefully. But if we do, it'll certainly be after the trial. But this is the thing. How can Don report it incorrectly? You almost know that Don reported it because when dispatch horned it out, they said a 4-year-old. Kept calling her a 4-year-old, right? Like he couldn't get her birthday right. He didn't know it. So
Father of the Year there.
Yeah, Father of the Year. So when the dispatch spat it back, it said missing 4-year-old. So that starts to corroborate the fact that Don made the call. But when the dispatch spits it back, all you hear is the parents, plural, not just one, it's both. So they were on the horn together for quite a long time before the police were called. So that walk story, he didn't just make that up for Candace and tell the police that. That's what they had talked about, or that's what she said she had done. But then comes right out on June 29th at WJHL. It's like the 4th or 5th question. Says, no, I don't take walks around here. But no, you guys cooked up a story that had to do with a walk.
Yeah, and they decided to change their story or what. But I highly doubt the dispatcher got it wrong.
Never. Well, I'm not going to say never. I mean, in this situation, they never got it wrong. It's exactly what they told them. So,
yeah,
I mean,
someone told 911 that she was gone for a walk, whether it
absolutely
was Candace or Dawn, but one of them did.
And it you could deduce the severity of which one it came from, and you'll never know right now. But if Dawn said that, well, that's sort of a problem, because during the initial phase of all of this, Don was the official spokesman for his own family. So if that narrative came from Don, well, Don called second. The first contact came from Candace calling. So this is what you got to deduce. It's starting to feel like that the initial call was dispatched from Candace's story.
So Darzilla said, didn't dispatch also say the father said his wife went for a walk? I can't remember hearing the dispatch.
No, dispatch did not dictate which parent called. All it dictated was that mom went for a walk. It doesn't say that mom called and said she went for a walk, or it doesn't say dad called. It said the parents called and said that mom went for a walk.
Yeah, I wanted to hear that again though, just to be certain. But I don't remember them saying who said what.
Nope, they didn't lay it out like that. But either way, I can't imagine the Wells starting right off telling different stories. But then again, I could, right? So each of them called the dispatcher separately.
Yeah.
So did they have the same story? Because there's not two different dispatches. There's one dispatch with one story, the walk. There isn't a subsequent that says, okay, dad called in and says, okay, mom wasn't on a walk. We got that wrong. You would want an alteration to the story. You would want to correct the dispatch if there was a correction to be made. So we've got two contacts. You have to assume almost that the contacts that they told the same story. I mean, or else they dispatched the call based on the first contact, and we know that Candace called first. So I would assume, whichever way you cut it, that the story came from Candace, that she was on a walk. That is a self-minimizing behavior as well, just like the nap. You put Grandis taking a nap. She can't know what's going on. That's minimizing. Well, I don't know. I was taking a nap. Well, Candace can't know either because she said she was taking a walk. So you leave it on the boys. The boys are the only ones cognitive and awake and conscious, but they've said they weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
So come on now. And there it is. Don's there by H's account, but not there. Like he takes the Subaru. The Subaru suggests he's carrying extra heads, right? I mean, it's just a lot of stuff going on. So if the boys were with him, when Candace got back, she said they were there. They came out to get the groceries. So that would mean Don had to come back, or else Candace had to go meet him. I don't know which one. Something.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyways, thank you for having me, sir.
Oh, yeah. Anytime, dude.
God bless you, brother.
God bless. All right. Well, thanks, Benny Keys, for coming up. Okay, so we got sidetracked, but apparently I had the wrong thing. They did say, a lot of people are saying that TBI did say Summer went missing early afternoon. I got one video pulled up. Cher's on the phone, so I can't get the other one, but we'll just see what this one is all about. It's a short one. It's only a minute long. So we'll do that one.
We still don't know where Summer is. We don't know what happened to her, and it's extremely frustrating. I can't tell you how heartbreaking it is. The sheriff has worked around the clock. His team's worked around the clock. The search crews, TBI agents, FBI agents, we're doing everything we can to find her. But to not have any more answers than we do at this stage, it's just heartbreaking. Not any more than what we originally released. We know that her family reported her missing. They called the sheriff's office around 6:30. Prior to that, it was early afternoon when she was last seen, and they searched for a little bit and then reported her missing.
Okay, that clicking's driving me nuts. So they did say she was last seen early afternoon. So now, not to be really argumentative about this, but they have said several times that she went missing in the evening too. So, I mean, it could have just been a slip. She could have meant that she was last seen by someone else, like a witness, early afternoon before they went home. Or that could have been Candace or Grandma saying that that's last we saw her was early afternoon. That doesn't make sense to me, though. But okay, I'll get rid of this. When Cher gets off the phone, I know there's been a couple other videos sent. So when she gets off the phone, we'll get those up. But in the meantime, if anyone wants to come on up here, you are welcome to. I don't know if Cher said she was going to try and call the sheriff's office and try and get a straight answer. But yeah, she did say Summer was last seen early afternoon. And then they started looking for her for a bit and called 911. Yeah, Kmart, it could mean a lot of things. Like I said, it could mean that she was last seen by other people other than the family members, like last seen in public, which would have been early afternoon because it was about 2:30 when they dropped Hunter off, supposedly. So that could be why. I'm not going to jump up and down and say that they just said Summer went missing early afternoon, because they have said, but literally dozens of times, Summer went missing in the evening. So I'm not going to say that they let the truth slip once and then the rest of the time they've been lying. Do you have the dispatch recording? Father said advice. Well, I searched for it. I don't know if this is it. I'll just check for it. Yeah, because I want to hear that too. When I see Father said advised, that sounds familiar. No, I'm searching Summerwell's dispatch call, and it's not coming up. If anybody knows where I could find that, please let me know. And here we got Bombshell Reloaded. Hey, Bombshell.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I do have a question. I did send the clip that you just played, so she doesn't need to replay the one that I sent, where
Okay.
they said early afternoon. And
Yeah.
here's the thing, is that they also said in the beginning that it was about 6:30 when they got the phone call, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of speculation in this case and a lot of misinformation. This made me start looking at some of the YouTubers that are putting it out. And I just came up to say, that I do appreciate the fact that Cher did do her own research and call the sheriff's department about what was said on Ziggy's panel.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe that a sheriff would ask YouTube anything, considering that the TBI and the sheriff's offices put out statements saying the misinformation has got to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And it does. And really, at the end of the day, it's all speculation. Nobody else more than anyone else knows truly what happened to Summer, except for the person that either has Summer or has done something with Summer.
Yeah, exactly.
And I saw a picture or two on something, and I wanted to ask you if it's been put out or if you knew about it. That I've got a picture here that's where if Candace is steady looking for Summer at the time and she's in a panic and whatnot. Why is there a picture of her posting the boys and Summer's arm is showing in the corner of the picture at 6:06 on June 15th?
I've heard about that. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I will email that to. I only have Cher's email that I got from your live stream, so I will send that. And from what I understand, it was deleted. And then, but it's posted there, and it's got the date on it, and it was Facebook, and it says 6:06 on June 15th. So if she's per se running around because she can't find her child, why is she posting at 6:06 at the time when she's freaked out and on the phone with Don? If that makes sense.
Oh, it
I find it
absolutely
all to
does.
be. I don't believe that she's credible. And there's
Mm.
another picture of the flowers. I know it's probably not important to some people, but if they were truly repotting the cactus or whatnot, they would pick the weeds out of the flowers, and there would be some soil and some of the rocks around the plant holders, right? And there's nothing. It's like they haven't been touched at all. And I find that hard to believe that anyone would let a 5-year-old replant a cactus or help with
Mm.
that. I just find it all to be a little sketchy. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
And I will send those pictures to Cher, but when someone sent them to me, like I've kind of sat back and watched it all go down and watch all the misinformation and the speculation and now the feeding the frenzy that it has about Jody Sue about, and several creators are doing it, not just one over the other. You all have seemed to be you and your wife have seemed to be the one true creator out there that does try to put the truth out there and the facts out there, and it is appreciated if no one's
Well,
told you.
well, appreciate that. And yeah, we do try. We don't try
You
and
do,
spin
and I
anything.
really believe that, and I've sat back for a really long time, and I just find it hard to believe a lot of things that Candace has tried to say or has changed, and I don't know everything about this case inside and out, but one thing I do know that when she said also that she had to throw down her phone to get her mom's phone to call 911. Now, any phone, any cell phone that whether you have service or not, you're able to call 911. Why would she throw the phone down to use her mom's phone to call 911 when she had enough service to call Don? And even if she didn't have service, you're still able on any cell phone now in 2022 to make an emergency call, service or no
Yeah.
service. They're all programmed to do that. And that's just food for thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people, they don't, a surprising number of people don't actually know that. So Candace might have just assumed that her phone, because she has such
And
shitty
that
cell service.
that very well could be true. But again, why would she just not get off unless she was keeping Don on the phone while she made the 911 call? Do you see what I mean? I
Hmm.
just don't think that I don't think that's true. I
Yeah.
think that anybody that and surprisingly, you're right. A lot of people don't know the fact that cell phones are programmed to be able to call 911 whether you have service or not, and that is
Yeah. As
true.
long as there's a cell tower that it can use,
That's
it'll
right.
use it. It
That's
doesn't matter if
exactly right.
that's AT&T and
And
T and
and
you've got Verizon. It doesn't matter.
but that's exactly right. I mean, but even track phones and little like pay as you go phones have that feature as well. So I just kind
Yeah.
of wanted to put that out for food for thought. And I will go ahead and email the pictures, but I just wanted to come up and say that. And now that you played the clip of where they said early afternoon, and truly, I think it may have just been a slip. I,
Mm.
I don't think I haven't heard anyone say early afternoon other than her. And mid afternoon or early afternoon would be 1 to 2 o'clock. Mid afternoon's 3 to
Yeah.
5, and then late afternoon would be 6. And so I just don't. I find it hard to believe that a lot of these things that are going around. And I appreciate that you're trying to put out the truth when there's so much of this misinformation. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Sure, no problem. And like I said, I'll email that picture to you of the post on Facebook because it is kind of disheartening that if she's able to post things like that, then was she truly looking for her child at that point? And so,
Yeah.
and the date's not going to lie, and nobody doctored this photo. So I'll send it to you, okay? And thanks again for
Sure.
having me up. I
Oh, yeah.
appreciate it.
You betcha.
All right, you have a great night. Bye,
You
y'all.
too.
Okay.
She makes a good point about the cell phones. And I saw somewhere Lawson said 911 doesn't work out here during a search interview. Well, if there's a cell tower, like doesn't matter what carrier it is, Verizon, AT&T, whatever, if there is one that the cell phone can reach, you can get through to 911. But if there's no tower, then no, you can't. It doesn't make a magical connection. It has to go through a cell tower. Okay. So I'm still going to search for the Donald's dispatch call. I think my mic's going to die. So if I lose sound, just let me know, because I'm not going to know. I'm just going to keep on talking. Maybe I'll Summerwell's Candace for... Yeah, I want to hear that dispatch call. Police dispatch. Oh yeah, Plunder's got it. But it's like 20 minutes long, so... So I'll find the clip. Okay. I got it here. So let's listen to the dispatch call.
Go ahead, notify rescue, fire, police for search. You say when you got the original call that mom went on a run and when you came back that daughter was gone?
That's what the father advised. He's at work about an hour away, trying to make his way home.
Okay, so there you have it. The father advised that Candace went on a walk. According to dispatch, Candace did not say it. Father advised that. So we can put that one to bed at least. Let's see if there's more.
Careful.
10-4. You want us to try to contact Tina?
Let 302 know, and I think he's going to let rescue make that determination.
302 has been notified. He also wanted me to just remind you to be sure, check the house, camper, even if they've said they've already had.
Careful. Hawkins County Rescue Squad, all members, mutual aid request, search and rescue.
All right. So we got that at least. So yes, it was the father who advised that Candace had gone for a walk. Now, that still doesn't mean Candace wasn't away from the house. She might have told Dawn that she was out walking around. But either way, did Candace really call 911? I'm assuming so, because I do think, well, I know law enforcement has said that both parents called. Killing time, needing time for something. Yeah. Yeah, I don't picture Candace running anywhere. Not to be offensive, but she just doesn't seem like the type to me. And people who were here earlier that saw me smack Chubbs, he's got to learn to stop going after the other cat as soon as he sees him. And I got scratched up pretty good. My stomach's bleeding. So yeah, he got a tap on the ass. Sue me. But okay, I'm going to switch to my phone quick. And then C12, you're still here. You wanted that other video played. I'm going to get... Yeah, I did. I'm going to get that other video that you sent to. If hopefully Cher's not still on the phone. And we'll play that. Because I'm just not, like, unless I hear law enforcement say she went missing early afternoon, I'm not buying it. Because they have said she went missing in the evening. So something's off there. But she was last seen early afternoon. But that could have meant last seen in a public space. I don't know. That doesn't add up either. So it's kind of a toss-up. But anyways, I'm going to do the little switchy here. I don't know why I got to click on that. Throw this guy on the charger for a couple minutes. All right. Of course, the charger is never here ever. We must have 6 or 7 charge cables, and the one I use always gone. Charge cable. I just need one so I can plug this in. It's done.
It's dropped behind, just on the floor.
Just on the floor behind. Okay. Did you get the? Okay. Oh, yep. There it is. Okay. Oh, he'll get used to them eventually. There's a. Yes. C12 apparently sent you 2 videos. Did you check? Did you check?
But she sent me a 12-minute video of Emma's, and they said you need a timestamp.
You'll have to sift through that one, I guess. Yeah. Well, apparently there's 2 instances. I don't know. Well, they said, what did they say in the tweet?
Something about early afternoon. I thought that the brothers said they saw something about Summer walking out with. Okay, I said to you, I gave you, I told you, you said yeah. The same one Ben was talking about.
Oh, if you sent it to me, I got it in my messenger then. I played that quick little video. I didn't see the Twitter post. Oh yeah, she got a spray bottle. That's a good idea. Yes, and the new kitty is the only one that's not neutered too. So he hasn't been like trying to mark his territory though, so that's good.
People keep in media articles too, by the way, because they do plant articles on purpose to get the suspects on we even read what the TBI and law enforcement do. That's why Ronnie Lawson brought up the term this month. Look what happened. Whether they attack or understand, you can't just go out of the fucking media. I'm so upset. Part of that.
Yeah, it's not like I threw him up and batted him out of the air. I gave him a tap on the butt. Well, Chubbs was in my lap, and Slink jumped up on the desk, and Chubbs tried to go after him, and he scratched me up pretty good. And yeah, so I gave Chubbs a little tap on the butt.
Oh, are people freaking out?
No. Oh, Kristen says hi.
Hi.
But yeah, you're too far away and you're coming in choppy, they said.
Hi.
You don't gotta shut up. Would a smooch help? No. Aw. When you need.
People are doing me bullshit again.
Oh boy. You guys, high pups, get fell-away diffusers and spray for kitties. I don't know what that means. Yeah, we'll get a spray bottle. I like the idea. Okay. I don't know how much time that's bought me. I'll give it a couple more minutes. Oh yeah, I've seen that post. Okay, I'll put that up. Sorry if I'm echoing right now. Okay, share my screen. So this was that Twitter post Cher was talking about. According to Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, TBI and FBI are conducting a joint investigation with the Sheriff's Office into the disappearance of 5-year-old Summer Moon Utah Wells, who, according to her siblings, just walked out the back door while they were playing, not really paying attention. So maybe that's where they got the Summer was last seen walking away from her house. So, I don't know. Can you all hear me okay like this? You can just do that. Thank you, Lori. So yeah, the video I premiered, apparently I had the wrong clip. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But I still haven't heard where TBI says she went missing in the afternoon. I've seen plenty where they say she went missing in the evening, so I'm sticking with that. Candace could have told the boys that's what happened. Yeah. Well, I mean, that would be the assumption, right? Like if we take Candace at her word that the boys were upstairs playing video games and she must have gone down to the basement. I mean, maybe it was just an assumption that she went out the back door. But I don't think she would have gone out the main floor door because the boys would have seen her. Grandis or Candace would have seen her. Maybe. But I don't know. So Cher's C12, Cher's preoccupied. Can you send me the second video that you sent Cher? And if you have the timestamp, could you leave that in there too? And I'll pull that one up. But on the good side, we did narrow down that it was Dawn who advised that Candace had gone for a walk. So is it possible Jody Sue called 911? I don't know. It is possible. Oh, actually, yeah, someone had said that in the chat. That her first video, or the video titled Number One, he said something about calling the police. But that was in February 2022 that she put it up. So a run. Did they say she went for a run? I gotta go back and listen to that now. I'm just gonna go back and find that part. I'll have to mute myself, but here we go.
Did you say when you got the original call that Mom went on a run and when you came back that Sandra was gone?
That's what the father advised. He's at work about an hour away, trying to make his way home.
Yeah, did say she went on a run. Well, that's odd. A drug run. That's crazy. And maybe, I wonder if Candace didn't leave in a vehicle. Because we say that all the time. Like, I'm going to run to the store. I'm not actually running to the store. I'm driving to the store. So maybe she left the house thinking Summer was in the basement. Grandma took a nap. The boys were playing games, and maybe Summer did just wander off while Candace was gone, running wherever she was running. Yeah. One sec, peeps. I didn't hide nobody, Zena.
I did.
Cher did. Apparently C12 was saying some...
If I hide somebody, there is a reason why I block them. C12 knows exactly why, and we're just going to leave it at that.
Fair enough. Eesh. Dispatch originally says walk, and officer says run, and dispatch says 10-4. Okay, I'll have to go back and listen to it again, maybe further back. Okay, so let's listen to that whole thing again.
One 110 Ben Hill Road off of Beach Creek should be the first residence on your right. Reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in and advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
10-4, what was it, Miracle?
110.
10-4, House Madison. 335, I'll be in route as well.
Some of the guys probably only next to them. They've got several major guys in them. That's probably going to be best to also.
10-4.
29 minutes, so go ahead. Those fire. Red shield.
All right, so they did originally say walk. Okay, so that makes more sense. Yeah, walk to the trailer. Yeah. Cotton candy boobs. So yeah, we'll have to go and look for. I know a big thing is Jody Sue's timeline. I just don't have the energy to try and piece that together now. But the last night, like I remember seeing something where she's talking about looking for her and walking in the water and all this. And at that point, she didn't even know Summer was missing. So why was she doing that if she didn't even know Summer was missing? Could have said she walked to the trailer and then repeated that. Could be, yeah, because they wouldn't realize that the trailer was like right there. Either way. So the long and the short, I had the wrong clip when I did that video. Well, kind of, but not really. It was one of the ones that people were talking about. But yeah, in the clip I played, Leslie from TBI said that they want to talk to anybody who's in the area the afternoon Summer went missing. And I took it as they want to talk to people who were in the area the afternoon, in the hours before Summer was actually went missing. And then there was that other clip where they said, they didn't say Summer went missing in the early afternoon. They said she was last seen in the early afternoon. And that could be the last time she was seen in public by other witnesses other than Candace and that. But it could mean that she did go missing earlier than what was said. Now, if that's the case, why the hell do they keep saying she went missing in the evening? Like, they've said that dozens of times. So I don't get it. Yeah. Getting up that hill on foot would not be easy. The other night, I asked Jody Sue about the needles in the creek, and she went on a long rant about shoes or the lack of shoes. She never answered my question, but was irritated nonetheless. Well, from what I've seen of Jody Sue, that's about par for the course. Sounds like Candace went for a walk to meet Jody Sue for a drug swap. That would be why what Jody Sue was down there too. Who knows? Yeah, the lady talked days after they talked to Hunter Nelly, so they were last to see her early afternoon. That's what I'm thinking. That could be what she had in her mind when she said that, or it could be that that's when they noticed. Apparently, Candace noticed someone went missing, and they didn't call 911 till 6:30. They were looking for her all that time. I don't know, but I have heard them say she went missing in the evening. So I don't know. You're not the only one, Darzil. If you play her on like double speed, it helps. Someone knows more hiding the truth because it's about something that's not legal, alleged. Yeah, definitely. I think everybody knows more than what they're telling. Wish Don would just come clean. I mean, what's going to happen? More prison time? Well, if he knows, like if he was actually at work when all this went down, he wouldn't know. Wouldn't know everything. For me, the key is Candace. She needs to either like come clean about the timeline. Well, that's what she needs to do because it's not making sense. And we're getting more and more. Feels like we're getting further and further from the truth now. Things are just going crazy. Now we can't even, like a few months ago, we were all basically in agreement when Summer went missing, but now even that's up for debate. And there's lots of legitimate questions of whether or not she went missing on the 15th at all. Maybe it was before. Like Dudley thinks Summer went missing before. So unfortunately, we're nowhere closer to the truth.
A comment, but it's too long to fit in one comment.
Oh.
Someone brought up the Jody Sue, which brings me back to Tim Mullen, the Sandman, and that I gotta go back to that again because the timeline of his annual missing child drill. Wells don't have money. We hear Don talk about the uppers, who is not lawyer or law enforcement, according to her, allegedly. Then who's the uppers? And we now know, thanks to the news, that Tim Mullen was the one taking those videos. Certainly hasn't denied it either. So he was taking those videos. It was very much focused on them. Why? Remember, the missing child drill gets practiced over and over and over until it's done perfectly, whatever that may look like. Tim Mullen thinks that he is some, what is it called? I almost said pedo word, but prophet. He thinks he's a prophet. The church thinks and thinks that Summer is going to come back as a miracle, right? So there's that. But the Wells don't have money to be paying Tim Mullen. Tim Mullen's not an upper, in my opinion. He's not smart enough. Excuse me. So can I get out of this? It's echoing.
No.
So anyway, who sent Tim Mullen in? And Tim Mullen is a historian of Tennessee. Guess whose family is part of the history of Tennessee and even made the maps, all of that? I mean, we've got Dyke Street, we've got roads and streets and things named after people who have pretty heavy charges, right? Who would that be? Jody Sue's father-in-law. So if you ask me, who is Tim Mullen? He's not the upper, but who would send in somebody like Tim Mullen? Somebody who has money. Tim Mullen, very much, he's Mr. History Man. History is in. Jody Sue Brown's family makes the maps, all of that. We hear Jody Sue talk about all of it. It's true, it's proven, it's on record, and also tied to the church. Keep them quiet. They probably all know what's going on, but why is everybody lying? Possibly the higher uppers, or even somebody like the SDA church or whoever's cutting the Sandman's check is cutting other people's checks. We know that. We've seen certain people are getting money to do crazy things. You already got told by Benny and me. We were told by people who go to that church to attack people. Remember what Benny had told me months ago? The church wanted me attacked. I was one of the only people going after the church. Why did they want me attacked? Who in the church wanted me attacked? The Sandman.
Yep.
Joy Sue won't have none of me. She blocked me right off the bat. She didn't even care. I think Benny, people like us, we concern her. People that actually investigate. She's dumb. She's been doing live streams since before Summer got gone, and she said something went down on June 14th. Doesn't mean that's when Summer went missing, but whatever happened to leading to Summer's disappearance happened before the 15th. Somebody sent Tim Mullen in. Somebody is flying around money. Who, what, why, where? But Tim Mullen isn't smart enough to be an upper. So who sent him in? And I'm going with somebody who has more history in that area. Don, I'm going to quote Don here. It might not be word for word, but Don said, when I got home, I seen my boys down yonder, whatever he said, and I saw my neighbor, and I just knew Summer was gone. What neighbor said that she was out when they pulled up? What neighbor said that? Jody Sue. Jody Sue talks about, I would kill a child for trespassing onto my property. I would smother a baby if something was wrong with it. Also, Jody Sue's baby daddy got all upset when we started showing that he is, I don't care what people can come for me, whatever. Yes, I'm a conspiracy theorist, but also there are things where conspiracies are somewhat true. You all know the ties to the Freemasons. That is her baby daddy mixed in with someone who thinks he's a prophet, like Tim Mullen. This is some sick shit, guys. I'm going back to that route because there's something there, in my opinion. But also, I have to say, like, he's trying to, his video still stands for me as truth and helping the misinformation, because we do have to remember, Google what tactics FBI, TBI, and law enforcement use in open investigations. It is planting articles. They can lie. Ronnie Lawson's allowed to lie. Do they have lawyers? Do they not? We don't know. But they are allowed to go to the media. They don't even have to go to the media. They're allowed to lie. Maybe they told Don, yeah, you passed the lie detector test, but he might not have.
Yeah.
They are allowed to lie. They are allowed to use the media, not use the media, lie to their faces. But that is a tactic that they use, is planting articles in the media. So don't just hang on one little word that something in the media is said, because we can't take it for Bible, because they're allowed to plant lies to get people to talk. That's all I wanted to say that I couldn't fit in the comment. So your video still stands, I feel like.
Oh, it does, but I just had the wrong clip. Like, I still stand by it. They've said multiple times that Summer went missing in the evening, and I still believe that.
Yeah.
But I've never heard them actually say she went missing early afternoon. They're saying other things. They're looking for people who were in the area in the afternoon. Summer was last seen in the afternoon, but never that she actually went missing. And they've said she went missing in the evening, so I still stick with that. The other good thing that we cleared up about the dispatch call is it wasn't Candace that said she went for a walk, it was Dawn. And they said walk first and then run. So yeah, that could just be Dawn getting things fumbled up. And understandably so. I mean, if you take everything out of the equation and you have a father who's just been told his daughter is missing and he has to call 911, it's not going to be like all calm, cool, collected, and thinking straight. So you got to take those calls with a grain of salt. Not to say Don's innocent. He's certainly guilty of a lot of shit. I don't know if he's guilty about Summer, but yeah, me too. I know there's a lot of the speculation and that bullshit that was on Ziggy's live about that woman who's apparently spoke to Ronnie, and he said, go ask YouTube why it took Candace 4 hours to call the sheriff's department. That is what really got this spinning out of control. And maybe it's legit. Maybe they know that Summer went missing in the early afternoon. But if that's true, then it would have had to have been immediately after they dropped off Hunter at 2:30, right? Which is possible. But also, how would law enforcement actually know this? Like, if Candace or Grandma or Dawn or the boys didn't say the last we saw Summer was 3 o'clock, say, how would they know that? So, and if they knew that, why would they lie and say she went missing in the evening? It just doesn't add up. That's why I think this is just one of those instances where you overanalyze things and you read the wrong thing into it. Loves Jesus, that was, the FBI thing. What's the FBI thing? There is a difference from when she was last seen and when she went missing too. That's true. I mean, if Candace pieced out, went for a walk.
Ziggy and FBI thing.
Cher's going to go live about Ziggy and the FBI thing tomorrow. Apparently, it's not good.
You don't even know.
No, I don't.
I try not to bring you into a lot of the crap that you don't even know, but there's a whole mess. But I mean, I don't have no reasons to not trust Miss Daisy. I haven't been given any. I don't see that she likes to go on her channel and spread misinformation. Maybe other people think that, but for me, I haven't seen that from her. I think she's a smarter person than to go on her platform. So, I mean, I don't have any reason to not believe it till I see that it's not true. And trust me, if I ever find out that it's bullshit, I will call it out. But right now I am on the side of Miss Daisy, and I believe her because, like, they smelled the bullshit. So she wouldn't be no better than what the creator. There's two Ziggies, so I don't want to confuse them because one is good and one is bad, I think. We're getting to mine, but I'll be live with a hot topics. We'll do open discussion about that. And I really don't know much about Ziggy V. I've heard about she is a witness in this case. The FBI has been there twice. Miss Miss Daisy said that she has seen documentation. And as I said, I believe Miss Daisy right now. But like I said, if there's bullshit and I smell it, I'll say it. Not everyone knows that about me. That's another reason I don't think Miss Daisy would, at least on purpose, bullshit me, if that makes sense. But this Ziggy V is being harassed. So I don't want to say too much because there's a lot I don't honestly know. But when Lips called me yesterday and wanted me to record that phone call, I recorded that phone call. It got played today, so that means Ziggy was also playing that phone call, which means I was put in the middle of some bullshit for whatever reason. But you guys, yeah, and I don't like that. He doesn't do the drama bullshit, and a lot of the shit I don't bring to him because I already bring too much to him. Look and think of the things he doesn't even know because I already bombard him pretty much 24/7. Even when the minute he walks in for lunch from work, even while he's at work, I'm texting him stuff until we fall asleep. We're talking about something or someone involving this case, and I could not keep him up to date with everything. So with the drama side of things or things that aren't proven, I don't bombard him with that stuff. I bombard him with things I know y'all want him to do a video on that matters. But I don't know. Maybe these ladies, maybe Miss Daisy and Ziggy V and them would have coffee one morning with Mr. Cher and they can fill him in too, because I also don't like to just say my side of things. He wants to know the whole picture. Like with the whole thing with me and Ziggy, he didn't just listen to what I am saying. He wanted to read the conversation to try to make sense of what's going on. So
Yep.
We'll catch him up.
Oh, somewhat.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I mean, and I believe it till I see there's proof to say it's not. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be someone who's putting down. Yeah, I don't know. They are doxing this poor lady, which tells me she must have something because they harass and dox the people that get close to this case. So that kind of that makes me believe it a little more. Also, you know what I mean? Or why do they care so much about this Ziggy V? So I don't know, but I don't know you guys because I don't really, as I said, look at all the stuff that happens aside. So the Ziggy V thing, I really didn't look into or investigate of, but yeah.
That'd be nice.
I used to tell my boys, some of you guys might know this book if you have children, but my sons, I used to tell them there's the what is it, a hippo and a tortoise. I can't remember their names. And they became best friends and live in the zoo together and are like best friends, this hippo and a tortoise. And I used to tell my kids all the time, if a hippo and a freaking tortoise can get along and be besties, then y'all can get along too. That doesn't work in YouTube land. Even though we try, but you can't get along with people you know is lying. I can't put my heads together, even no matter how much they talk to Don, Candace, Timothy. If you're gonna tell lies to me, I don't want to put my head together with you.
Yeah.
Oh, here we want to see your kitty. Think of me. Yes, the community. I am thinking his name is Slink, you guys, because when I call Slink or I meow for him, he does come to me. Slink, say hi to your people. Hi. Hi.
At least he looks right at the camera sometimes.
You know, you wanted to come here because you wanted to be famous. You too, famous. Just look at that face. Oh, I call him Slink-a-Link.
Uppers is a weird term.
Look at you got 198. 198 people that love you. Okay, he's getting upset.
Waste of time to call to a liar. Well said, Gemini. The problem is we don't know who's telling the truth and who's lying anymore.
Yeah.
Seems like everybody's lying.
But people ask me, why didn't you close Nikki out sooner? Well, I knew she was lying about things, but I didn't have definite proof she's lying. If I'm going to go on my public platform and call someone out, I want definite proof. It just so happened she wanted to be a sheriff's voice, and the mistake is I've been heavily in contact with law enforcement throughout this case, and that was dumb when it could be disproved. So that I had solid evidence that this chick lies on her panel. So that's why she thinks it's a little thing. It's not, because if you lie about that and you're going to be the voice of a sheriff, what else you lied about?
And there you go. Yeah, Farrell wouldn't let you pick him up. Yeah, there was another black cat that was palling around with the new cat Slink, and that one I tried to go and pet him or whatever, and no, he didn't want nothing to do with me. He just took off, or she. So yeah, I guess you guys want to have a look at Cher's live tomorrow. Hot topics. We're gonna keep plugging away and keep sifting at this shit. So yeah, one more time to sum up. I still believe someone went missing in the evening. I've never heard law enforcement actually say she went missing in the afternoon or early afternoon. They have said some things that people could take that way, so I get that. But they've also said that she went missing in the evening several times. So I really don't think there's anything to pick at there, but I could be wrong. And as far as the dispatch call, it was Dawn who relayed to 911 that Candace went for a walk. And they did originally say walk, and then one of them said run. But yeah, that wasn't the first word used. It was walk. So maybe that's just all a big kerfuffle. Maybe Candace was out walking around. I honestly can't see that. Like, because I mean, if it was flat, I could see just going for a stroll. But, I mean, getting up that hill, like getting down would be fine, but getting up that hill would be hard. But anyway, so I'm going to cut this one off because my phone's about to die and my main microphone died. So I'm charging it right now. So, yeah, we're about done for this one. So thank you all for watching. And I had a new member coming at the start. I can't remember your name. I think it was Amy. Not 100% sure, but welcome and thank you. And to all of you for watching and sharing out the videos and all that stuff. Love you. And I will be working tomorrow, so I won't be on Cher's Hot Topics live unless she does it in the evening, but I'll be there in spirit. So love you guys. Take care. God bless. And if I don't talk to you in the meantime, I hope you have an awesome weekend. And that's it. Love you guys. Later.